Hey guys, Netherite Dev here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I have something really exciting to show you. It is honestly one of my favorite tutorials of all time. This is a random NPC generator. So as you can see, random NPCs are spawning in. They have 5 different faces, 5 different hairs, 5 different hats, 5 different shirts, and 5 different pants to generate from. And with that comes 3,125 different combinations, and you can have as many as you want, and that's insane. There's a lot of combinations, so it's really fun to play around with, and I'm really excited to show it to you guys. In the end, we also got an animation script that I didn't make. I just got it from the toolbox to spice them up a little bit. Before we get into the video, I'd like to let you know that every video now, I'm picking 12 random people from the group to win 15 Robux. So let's see who wins today. I picked 12 random people. Phase Protect, congratulations. Phase Protect, or Spirit Soul, congratulations on winning 15 Robux. Anyway, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, I'm in my base plate here, and the first thing we can go ahead and do is insert UI. We can go ahead and insert a folder, and then we can go ahead and rename this folder to random NPC folder, just like that. In this folder, we can go ahead and add another folder, and we can go ahead and rename it to shirts. We can go ahead and add in another folder, rename it to pants. We can go ahead and add in another folder. We can go ahead and rename it to hats. Go ahead and add in another folder, rename it to hair, and then you can go ahead and add in one last folder, and we're going to name this one this one's going to be named faces, just like that. So everything we're going to have. So the NPCs are going to have a face, hair, a hat, a pants, and a shirt. So we're gonna have 5 of every item. So we're gonna have 5 faces, 5 hairs, 5 hats, 5 pants, and 5 shirts, and just 5 to the power of 5. Which, if you didn't know, is 3,125 different NPC combinations. Right. So the first thing we can go ahead and do is go ahead and get our faces. So as you can see, I'm in the Roblox website, and we're going to go ahead and get the faces, the shirts, and the pants first. So you can go ahead and do is you can just search up face, just like that. Alright, face and avatar, not an experience please, avatar shop. And you're going to find a face that you want. So I'm going to get this one. Alright, so you're going to select the face, and in the link here, you're going to see it has a random batch of numbers called the asset ID. You can go ahead and copy it, and then you can go ahead and open up Roblox. And in the faces folder here, you can go ahead and add in a decal and set the texture of it to the asset ID you just copied. Click enter, and you can go ahead and rename this decal to 1. Very important. For however many faces you have, you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. Very important that you do exactly that. So I'm going to add in the rest of them now. It's going to be 2, it's going to be 3, it's going to be 4, and this is going to be 5. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to get the faces for the rest of them and insert them into the decals. Alright, so now that we have our faces set up, we can go ahead and get some shirts. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in some clothing. Add in a shirt, not clothing. It says clothing, that's a shirt. Alright, again you're gonna add 5 because you're gonna add how many ever shirts that you want. And then you're gonna go ahead and rename them 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like that. Alright, so back in Roblox, you can go ahead and get the shirts. I'm gonna get some shirts from my group. Go ahead and join the groups, by the way, to win giveaways in every video. So we can go ahead and get some shirts. So again, you're going to click on the shirt, you're going to go up to the asset ID, you're going to copy it, and go back to Roblox, and you can paste the asset ID into the shirt template in the shirt. So I'm going to do that for all 5 of them. Alright, so I have all 5 shirts for my group. And then now we're going to go ahead and add in pants. So you can go ahead and add in pants into the pants folder and duplicate it to however many pants you want. So again, I'm going to have 5. And you're going to go ahead and number them 1 through however many you have. And just like before, you're going to find the item that you want. You're going to copy the asset ID. And you're going to paste it into the pants template. And you're going to do that for everyone. Alright, so now that we have the shirts, the pants, and the faces, we're going to go ahead and get onto hats and hair, which is a bit different. So again, you're going to go to the Roblox website, and you're going to go to the avatar shop. And let's go ahead and start with hair first. We're going to go search up hair. Alright, so you're going to get whatever hair you want. So for example, this one. Again, you're going to copy the asset ID on the top of the screen right here, the numbers. And in Roblox, instead of just put, you can't. So in Roblox, how we're going to insert them is you're going to go to the view bar or the view tab on the top of the screen and make sure you have command bar open. So you're going to open up the command bar right here. So you'll pop up on the bottom. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to do game:get service. We're going to insert service, not instance, insert service. Alright, and then we're going to do :load asset and quotation marks. We're going to paste the asset ID. Alright, you can set the parent is going to be equal to game.server storage dot random. Oh wait, I put this in starter GUI. Guys, the folder is supposed to be in server storage, not starter GUI. So put the folder in server storage. Okay, so that was dumb. Put the folder in server storage. Okay, we're gonna do random NPC folder, and then dot. And we're going to hair right now, so we're going to do hair. Alright, and you can go ahead and click enter. And you can see that a model will appear in hair. So we're just going to leave the model there for now. And we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing for the rest of them. So we can get, let's see, this hair right here. Alright, we're going to go, get the asset ID. I forgot to do that. I'm going to copy it. Alright, we can go ahead and go to Roblox, and we're just gonna replace the old asset ID with a new one. Now you can see that a new model is in the hair. Alright, so I'm just gonna get 3 more. Alright, so now that we have all 5 of our hairs, we can go ahead and open up all the models and select the accessories inside of them. And you're gonna drag it, alright, with all of them selected, and you're going to move it into the hair folder. And then we can go ahead and delete the models because we don't need the models. And then you can just go ahead and number the hair 1, 2, 3 like we've been doing before. And now we're going to get our hats. So we can go ahead and just get any accessory that you want that goes on your face. Just go ahead and get these. And go ahead and copy the asset ID again. And down here, we're going to repaste our asset ID to the new one. Alright, and instead of being a random NPC folder that hair this time, we're going to do that hats, so that way it goes into the hats folder. Click enter. Then you can see it appears in hats. So we're just going to make the same process for all 5 of whatever we go ahead and get. Right, so now that we have all 5 of our hats, again, you can go ahead and open up the model. You're going to grab all of your accessories and move them into the hats folder. And then you can delete the model. And then we're going to go ahead and number them again. Alright, so now that we have all of our faces, hair, hats, pants, and shirts, what we can do is we can open up the plugins tab on the top of the screen and open up the rig builder plugin. And And then we're gonna go ahead and get a block rig. So you can see this dummy spawns in. We can go ahead and move him into the random NPC folder. Alright, and before you do that, you can actually go ahead and go into this head, and you can delete his face because we're going to give him a new face, so you don't need the old face. So you can go into the head, delete his face, and that's pretty much it. We can go ahead and create our spawner. So to create our spawner, I'm just going to insert a part, and move it over here, scale it a little bit, and then you can just go ahead and anchor it and do all of that customizing stuff.
Make it blue, and I'll make it diamond plate.
Alright, there we go. And I'll go ahead and rename it to spawner. Alright, so in the spawner, we can go ahead and add in a script. And we can go ahead and get scripting. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do while. We're going to create a loop. So while wait, and then however long you want it to wait before it spawns in the NPC. So for me, it's going to be 5 do. Alright. And we're going to create some variables now. So we can do local here rand is going to be equal to math math.random. Alright, and then in these parentheses here, we're going to do 1, comma, however many hair pieces you have. So for me, again, I have 5 of everything, so we're going to do 1, comma, 5. This is a 6, 1, comma, 5. So it's going to get a random hair 1 through 5. And we can do local face rand is going to be equal to math.random. Again, 1, comma, 5, because I have 5 of everything. Alright, I'm going to do oops, I didn't mean to do that. Local hat rand is going to be math.random. Alright, 1, comma, however many hats you have. Local shirt rand is equal to math.random. 1, comma, however many shirts you have, and local pants rand is going to be equal to math.random. 1, comma, again, however many pants you have. So again, all we did here is we created a variable to get a random hair item, 1 out of 5, random face item, random hat, random shirt, random pants. So we're basically just getting a random number. It's just generating numbers is all we're doing. Alright, so now we can go ahead and create a variable for server storage. So we're going to do local server storage storage is going to be equal to game get service server storage, parentheses, quotation marks, and then server storage. You don't really need this variable, but it makes it way faster to type, so I'm going to use that. Alright, and then we can do local rand NPC folder is going to be equal to server storage dot random NPC folder. And down here, we can create a variable for the hair folder, so local hair folder, or fold is going to be equal to random NPC folder dot hair folder, or dot hair. Alright, so you can do local face fold is going to be equal to random NPC folder dot face, or faces, right? And local hat folder is going to be equal to random NPC folder dot hats. Right here, local shirt folder or fold is going to be equal to random NPC folder dot shirts, and local pants folder is going to be equal to random NPC folder dot pants, not dot parents, dot pants. Okay, make sure it doesn't say dot parent. So all we're doing here is we're going to access all the folders that we've created over here. Alright, Now we can create a variable to clone the dummy. So local dummy is going to be equal to random NPC folder dot dummy :clone. So we can do down here, we can do dummy dot parent is equal to workspace. And alright, so all we did is we cloned the dummy that we put in the folder here. We set to workspace, alright, the parent to workspace. Now what we can do is, just to make sure that these random numbers are working right, we're just gonna do print. We can do here random. So it's gonna print all of the numbers, alright? So here random, comma, face random, comma, pants random, comma, shirts random, comma, and then match random. Okay, so every 5 seconds we should get a pair of numbers that are the numbers they generated. So we got 3 for the hair, I think it was, 4 for the face, 3 for the hats, 5 for the pants, and 1 for the shirt. Alright, so you can see it's generating a random number every time and summoning a dummy. Okay, so down here what we're going to do is we're going to put the randomly generated number onto the dummy. So we can go ahead and do here folder :find first child, here random. Alright, we're gonna do :clone dot parent is equal to dummy. We're gonna get the hair folder, alright, right here, and we're going to find the child, and we're gonna get the number. Alright, so the number that we generated, we're gonna clone it, and we're gonna set the parent of it to the dummy. Alright, so then we can just go ahead and do that for all of them. So we're gonna do face random, face folder :find first child, face random, :clone dot parent equal to dummy dot face, dot head, because the face goes on the head and not on the dummy itself, not on the model. Alright, so we can do we can do hat folder :find first child. We're gonna get hat random, :clone dot parent equal to dummy. Then we can do shirt folder :find first child shirt random, :clone dot parent equal to dummy. And lastly, we can do pants folder :find first child, pants random, :clone dot parent is going to be equal to dummy once again. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to actually make the dummy spawn on the spawner instead of just randomly in the workspace. We can do dummy dot humanoid root part dot C-frame is going to be equal to game dot workspace dot spawner dot C-frame plus vector3 dot new 0, 5, 0. Alright, so again, what this is doing is it's setting the hair folder, it's finding a child, it's gonna get the random number that is generated. Alright, it's gonna clone it and put the parent in the dummy, and it's doing it for all of that. And down here, all it's doing is it's getting the humanoid, or it's getting the dummy, and it's moving it onto the spawner. And then this part right here is just setting it 5 studs in the air, so that way it doesn't spawn in the ground. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and click play and see how the script works. Alright, so you can see every 5 seconds, yep, you can see that we got our random dummy generated. As you can see, it's kind of frozen, it's not really doing anything. So we got all our hats, all our hair, all our clothes. Why not work? Why not work? Let's go ahead and figure that out. Alright guys, I figured it out. Apparently I had 4 pants instead of 5, so I just went ahead and added in a 5th pant from my group. Alright, so now if I test it out again. Alright, so now in the game, you can see that the NPCs will spawn in properly now, and it shouldn't mess up anymore. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Again, since I did 5 items for every category, there are 3,125 combinations of items. That is a lot of items. And if you do like 30 items, you literally have millions of combinations, and you will never need to make your own custom NPCs ever again. Alright, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you get 500 subscribers by the end of the year, I will give away 1,000 Robux, so make sure you subscribe and leave a like if this helped out, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!